Hey, young world, young world, young world. That's Slick Rick for any of you guys that don't know. Today, we're going to be talking about tips on how to survive as an entrepreneur. I really believe that the tips that I'm going to give today can be used in any industry if applied the right way, and it can be very helpful. And if you do use them, please come back in the comments and let people know so that they can know that these tips actually work. I think that these tips have helped me, so now I'm here to provide them to you. First thing is first, your emergency fund, your rainy day fund. And this is, to me, one of the most important parts because things will happen. It's life. Expenses will come. You will have to buy things to better what you're doing. And without that emergency fund, you can be easily crippled. If you're working a job, that's kind of technically your emergency fund, but that really isn't enough. So I would say start saving as much as you can, whether it's $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, whatever that number is, even if it's $50, $25, save whatever you can and start working on the emergency fund. I think a great emergency fund is maybe like 3 to 6 months of any expenses, which could be anywhere between 5 grand, 5 to 10 grand, I would say. I know some people are like, how am I going to do that? Listen, things take time. You might not build your emergency fund in a month. It might take you 2, 3 years to build your emergency fund, and just understand that that's okay. All right, tip number 2. Oh, that's 4. But tip number 2 is going to be time management / organization, which we all need help with. I think that the best way to do this is to use your calendar on your phone. Use your reminders on your phone. They have spreadsheets now on your phone. So organize your day, the things that you need to get done. If you forget things, put reminders. You can literally put reminders in your phone and you can have it repeat so it's always reminding you. You can run off your calendar. I used to always be against running off my calendar. I used to make up some of the dumbest excuses like, well, then I'm going to have to go back and delete things. Like, no. Some of the most successful people are running their life off their calendar. Even if it's the littlest thing. I put down to eat, brush my teeth, and to work out on my calendar every single day. That's the most basic thing ever, but it's there just to remind me that that's what I have to do. So manage your time wisely. You got to put the Netflix aside. You got to put the binge watching and sometimes you got to put hanging out with your friends aside. But if you manage your time wisely, you can still have time to hang out with your friends. You may need to lose some sleep. There's a lot of things that can go into it depending on what you're doing, but use these tools that are in your hand. Like everybody knows how to use Instagram so easily with all the things that they put out there, but no one can figure out how to time management with their phone. My third tip is to play offense. What do I mean by play offense? Go after customers. You want to be trying to meet new customers. You want to be trying to take care of your current customers. You want to be trying to communicate with your past customers. Work on a referral program. Maybe if you have your past customers refer new customers, you can give them some type of a discount or some type of a deal that can benefit them and can kind of make them want to get you customers. It's just taking care of the people that are going to be putting money in your pocket. Tip number 4, cuatro. For anybody who doesn't know, I am Spanish. But tip number 4 is to set concrete goals and deadlines. Oh, I know a lot of people be like, I'm going to set this goal, I'm going to do this, like a New Year's resolution, and then there's like no deadline to it. Set goals, even if it's a small thing. I mean, your first goal can be to start building your emergency fund. And then your deadline can be to, I don't know, a year, like whatever the number is. I'm going to be completely honest, is that when I quit my job, I wasn't done with my emergency fund goal. And the reason why I just did it was because if I would have kept waiting, I would have never, ever been where I'm at today because I would have just kept saying, oh, I gotta save more. I need to save more. I need to save more. Sometimes you just gotta do it. So set your goal, set deadlines, and be hard on yourself when you don't reach those deadlines. Set small goals, bang those out, and then set big goals. Write things down. That's like, if you're just have the goals in your head, you're never gonna like hold yourself accountable. Write them down, put them on a post-it note, put them on your walls, do whatever it is you need to do so that you can visually see your goals every day, go after them, and meet the deadlines. This next one. Ooh, that sun just hit. This next one is to be optimistic. And I know that sounds so simple, but as an entrepreneur, you're going to have down days. You really will, because part of being an entrepreneur, part of starting a business is the first few years is all about surviving. And if you mentally can't carry yourself through the survival mode, it's going to drag you down and it's going to make you quit. I've had many times where I wanted to stop doing everything, and I really felt like it was just too much in my head. But I've really learned over the last few months to be optimistic, to be positive, even telling myself more positive things. Great opportunities are coming. You just got to withstand the survival mode. And for some people that can be 6 months, for some people that can be 2 years, for some people that can be 10 years. Just be optimistic, tell yourself you're going to do it, and take action. That is tip number 6. Take action. You need to take action. You can't be writing these goals down and saying you're going to do this and saying you want to do that and saying this and saying that and this and that and that and this and that and that, and you're not ever doing anything. Who are you fooling? You're fooling yourself. And I used to do it too. I used to tell myself, like, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to work on my own. I'm going to do it. Like, I know I'm going to do it. Like, I know I'm going to do it. I just need to save a little bit more. And 1 year went by and another year went by. I know I'm going to do it. Take action, y'all. Like, my life changed when I started to take action. Your life can change. You can have control over your life when you start to take action. Nothing is going to happen just thinking about things or only just writing them down. I can show you guys, like, I have papers that I write everything and I just cross them. I don't want you guys to see what I'm physically writing, but I have all my things and I just cross them out. I just literally, and I have papers for days, and I'll write things down and I'll scribble them out once I'm done, because that tells me, it's a reminder that I am taking action. So that's what you need to do. Take action. Along with taking action, you need to be ready to adapt. I feel like I always say I'm going to be completely honest, but I'm going to be completely honest here. 99.9% of the time, nothing is going to go as you planned. You have this beautiful plan in your head, how smooth it's going to be, how you're going to be able to handle it, and then everything's going to come crashing down. So you need to be able to adapt. I think they say in war that, after the first fire goes off, the original plan is out the window, and that's when they need to start coming up with the current plan. So it's pretty much the same to that. Like, nothing's going to go as planned. Have that in your head. And if it does, God bless you. You got someone on your side. But just expect things to change. Expect things not to go your way. Expect people to change their mind, or just expect change. And if you're expecting change and you're ready for the adapting part, you will be so much more successful, because when you're not ready for change and it comes, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your soul, and it really can bring you down. And I say this because I've felt that before. All right, y'all, my last tip. And this one's going to be hard for some of y'all. It was hard for me. My last tip is to learn how to say no. Not every customer that comes your way is the right customer for you. Not every deal, not everything is just going to happen. Like, I'll give you guys a story. There was a time where this older gentleman had approached me and my friends, and it was really weird. He said he was a doctor or something. He was working in pharmaceuticals. It was very strange. It was a strange story that he had, but he had this idea, and it sounded like it was. I really looked at my friends. I'm like, yo, we about to be millionaires. We about to be millionaires. Like, but then it came down to like he was like requesting these really, really weird things and doing very weird things that kind of seemed like it was more like a scam than anything. And this was a old little guy. He seemed like he could do no harm. And what he was doing was very weird. So although what he wanted us to do sounded great and it sounded like we were gonna go to the next level with him, it just wasn't right. So we did have to say no to him on doing work. Another time when to say no. If someone is not meeting your price requirement, just say no. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Keep it moving. Not every dollar is good for you. Don't, 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 don't work off desperation. It will not benefit you in the long run, because what happens is if someone tries to negotiate your price that, you've added up the time, you've added the effort, your equipment, all that stuff, or whatever it is you do, once you give them that discount, you will never, ever be able to get your price out of that person. And there's a good chance that they're going to tell whoever they know that great price you gave them. So whatever referrals you get from that person is never, ever, ever going to meet your price. So learn how to say no. And especially in business, it's okay to say no. When you do say no, though, I would recommend you to help them. Try to help them find someone that can work within their budget. Because maybe if you do help them, they can see that other side. And maybe they might not like the work of that cheap price, and they might end up coming back to you to do the right job the right way for the right price that you choose. All in all, those are the tips that I'm giving today. There will be many more in the future. Use those tips to the best of your ability. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And I wish you the best. If there's anything that you're out there trying to do, wanting to do, I wish you the best. Just do it. I'm giving you these tips. Start somewhere. Your idea might just need time over the years to develop, but you have to start. You have to start working towards something. So use these tips, and if they help you, please put it in the comments so that we can know stuff's working for someone else other than me. Deuces.